Hello, dear Aries. I am Jamie Dawn, your evolutionary, revolutionary astrologer, bringing you your April 2021 horoscope, and you are the favorite of the month. Happy birthday, even though the sun moves into Taurus on the 20th, which I'll talk about. But guess what? You get to start out the month still celebrating. I hope it's been a wonderful beginning with the sun in Aries in your sign on March 20th, and that you can continue to enjoy this month as Mercury moves into your sign April 3rd, 4th, right around that time. And we can get out of this foggy feeling, this wonderful ability to be able to dream and have imagination and that sort of thing with Mercury in Pisces. However, once it moves into your sign, you're ready to get going. Your mind is sharp, your tongue is sharp, and you're probably able to penetrate conversations, maybe motivate others through courageous speeches. You know, I imagine like Patrick Henry, give me liberty or give me death. That's the Aries mentality with Mercury here. And you'll probably see that others are really drawn to you, especially because you may think you're pretty funny or witty, fast thinking, maybe quick to answer and opinionated. And this can serve you really well if you're trying to get things done, to speak truth. And I think that's the one thing about Mercury and Aries that is so powerful, is that very often we can overthink things and decisions don't get made. You're ready to make decisions. And these decisions that you get to make most likely will be heightened at the new moon. And that's on April 11th. And that, of course, is in your sign as well. And the questions to ask: what's your intention for this coming year? What is it that you desire most? Who do you want to become? Knowing all that you have gathered over the last year to many years, this is an opportunity for you to set yourself up for the next evolution, the next stage of your life, and how you want to have others see you, how you want to approach things. Maybe you want to really shine in a way that your passion comes through. What drives you? What motivates you? You know, how do you do it in your own way? And I think that this new moon may, even though a new moon tends to be a dark moon and it's not a time for a lot of action, it is a time where I would say that your mind is going to be driving where you want to take action, and that these can, I sense that this new moon will give you an extra boost of courage to really fight for yourself in a way that maybe you hadn't before. If you've had health issues, this could be where you really fight for making sure you get the right treatment or the right answers to deal with it. If you've had relationship issues, this may be a time where you stand up for yourself and say, you know what, this is what we need in order to navigate this relationship in a way that feels good for all of us. And how I really want to approach this, or how I really want to interact in my relationships, whether it's professional or personal, it's going to have this quality of truth, this quality of decisive action, where it may be, I don't care what you do, this is what I'm going to do, and I've decided. Now, April 14th, Venus will move out of your sign and into Taurus. And so that will be in your second house. So that may activate, let's say at this new moon, you've set your intention of how you want to be in relationship or how you want to show up in the world. Well, with Venus moving into your second house, this is the planet of love, harmony, music, art, all these things that are beautiful. And second house governs finances, movable objects, material possessions. And there's most likely going to be an activation of heightened sensitivity and appreciation for all things beautiful, the quality that they have, what it brings value. And there's probably going to be a little emphasis on materialism, or a little fixation on how you look, or the feel of everything. What's good for you? What isn't? That may be a question with the energy of Venus in your second house, where you start kind of parsing out what's actually right for me, what holds value, and how do I attract more of that? Your relationships are going to be reflective of maybe what you value. So in other words, you may attract a partner to you, or you're already in a partnership and you're looking at that person and saying, do you reflect the values that I hold? Do you bring out the beauty in this relationship? Do you mirror and do you attract more of the generosity that I feel now that Venus here is in Taurus here? Your relationships are strengthened through material or physical gain, or allowing you to share very generously. So you'll most likely be looking for someone or a group of people, depending on what you're looking at, whether it's business or personal, that you're going to be looking for ways in which you can share I can't seem to say the word, generously with another. And most likely you will spare no expense to get what you want. So when you're really active and activated to say, these are the things I really want, you may go, okay, no expenses too much. Now, that also does mean that expenses could go up, especially because with Venus and Taurus here, you may like the luxurious things. This is also a placement where prosperity and social connections, marriage, artistic pursuits come into play. So you may find that, especially if you're single or if you are in a relationship, that you're trying to decide, do I stay? Do I go? Does it benefit me? Does it not? That you may look at it from a practical view of, do we have the same values, and can we build a life together? Can we actually invest in the well-being, the emotional well-being, the material well-being of this relationship? Now, on the negative side here, there's a tendency towards extravagance, maybe the love of luxury, expensive possessions. It's possible you could have a lack of discipline where you are just giving and giving and giving. However, with it being in Taurus, I really doubt that discipline is going to be an issue for you, because the energy of Taurus is slow and methodical. It has a tenacity to it. And so you may decide that there's a reason for everything. And so before you go spending your money frivolously, you may look at it and say, is this a practical thing in which to spend my money on? You can also collect objects, maybe display them proudly. This comes back to, does my partner make me look good? Some of you may have the trophy wife or husband going on, or you could become obsessed about a particular object or a song or a person. I think about when Venus transits through my second house, there's certain music that I get, sort of on repeat, right? And you just listen to that same song over and over again. Now, Mercury moves into Taurus on the 19th, also activating this second house. So you may decide that all this extra money or the income that you're having is needing to be spent on things like building writing skills or singing skills, or you want to invest in education, or you want to invest in a business or obtaining a license. This is also a great position for you for sales or building a book of business. So if you're looking to gain more clients, or if you're in a business where you need to gather more profit and more people, this is a wonderful activation for that, because you'll be able to use your words to really sell your pitch or sell the thing that you're wanting. This is great, Aries, if you're trying to launch a business and you're looking for clients. You'll have a tendency to be able to really convince people why they need your opportunity, why they need what you have to offer them, and what the value is of it. You'll also value opportunities to speak with people that can contribute to your material possessions or offer some sort of financial gain here. Now, you can also take your time in processing information. So if you're an Aries that's looking for a new job opportunity or a new place to invest, or you want others to invest in your business or your ideas, you may really spend time negotiating, time, processing, maybe researching a little bit of the information and coming back. This is not a very quick conversation. If you're looking to resolve something with a partner, with a business person, with a coworker, whoever it might be in your life, this is an activation where you will most likely take your time, and that it's more than one conversation that you have. This will further be activated when the sun moves into Taurus on the 20th. So it leaves your sign and moves into Taurus, again, activating the second house. I would imagine some expenses may increase, and you may also find that with the increase of expenses also comes the increase of income. So consider this, stay in the flow. It's really important to just be in the flow. And it's possible that some of these expenses and income sources will also come in because of joint resources, family members, things like that. And I'll talk about that in a second because we have a full moon in Scorpio at the end of the month. But let's talk about, now we have Mars moving into Cancer on the 23rd in your fourth house. I will get back to that full moon in just a minute, but this is a pretty big move because Mars is your ruler and it's moving into its quote unquote fall position in Cancer. It just doesn't mean it's bad. It's just that it doesn't operate in the same way or as strongly as it would in, let's say, your sign of Aries, right? But here in the fourth house, you'll be most likely focused on parents and family, and home can become a place that you feel very protected or you're having to protect it. And you want to make it safe for others to enjoy. There could be a really sweet and comfortable energy around your home. You may actually find that your social life is activated more by family, and that it could be family of choice or family of origin. There's also an indication here there could be some conflict in the home because obviously the more personalities that you get together, the more they're going to be activated. And there could be some conflicts with parents or internal conflict with, say, the mother inside of you. It's one of those things where you may be giving a lot with Mars here and doing a lot for others and maybe not feeling that they're appreciative. How many of us had moms who were like, I do all this for you and you just don't appreciate me. Now go clean your room so that, at least you're contributing to this family, right? So you may be internally going through some conflict of like, I'm doing so much for everybody. Why is nobody giving to me? And so you'll need to mother yourself a little bit more. Domestic duties come into the forefront. You could be motivated to take care of the home in some way, really like doing the basic chopping wood, carrying water kind of thing around the house. It's possible that you may also find yourself defending a family member or having the courage to deal with some family issues that maybe were on the back burner. It's also possible that the past comes roaring in and you're able to spend some time nurturing it, nurturing yourself, giving yourself permission to have the courage to maybe go into some childhood wounding. Maybe there was something there that needs to be comforted or healed. You could become more sentimental or overly sensitive. It's possible during this time where, family suddenly becomes the most important thing for you. And that no matter what kind of behavior has shown up, hopefully you could find yourself being a little more forgiving. You may also find that in relationships that you'll want to bond with someone if you're not already. If you are in a partnership, you may find yourself more bonded to that person in a way that allows you to nurture them. They may be more open to your nurturing. Maybe in the past they were like, it's a little too much. Now they're ready for it, and that you have a time to be able to really deeply connect with them. Again, this will be doubly active because it's happening leading up to this full moon in Scorpio. And I'll talk about that again in just a moment. But let me just finish here with the Mars in Cancer, because this also could find you feeling a little more homebody-ish than usual. You may be ready to, kind of really pad yourself inside of your home for the next couple of weeks. You could maybe get active where you take up arms, if you will, and you get really involved in some sort of cause that brings out this patriotism in yourself, where you're defending your country or you're feeling as though you need to defend maybe a certain stance that your country of origin or the place that you live is needing to be aware of, or that you are really behind. I would say that you may get involved in a demonstration, or you may become a voice for someone else who who has this cause, and you're the spokesperson for it. And I say that because Mars in Cancer, it has the embodiment of patriotism and defend. The other thing is, as I mentioned, we're going to have this Scorpio full moon activating your 8th house. Quite often, you're forced to confront something uncomfortable in, say, your relationship, in yourself, or in life in general. So this full moon, remember, the energy is building up to it. So with Mars in Cancer in that 4th house, it could have you confronting something in the family or in the origins of family. Maybe you want a family and you haven't been able to have one. Maybe it's the relationship that you're not able to manifest. And so you have to confront it. What is that baggage? What is the bonds that you're trying to either have or break? Because remember, 8th house is about death and rebirth. It's about transformation and change. It doesn't necessarily mean that when you let go, that the people or things in your life leave. It just may mean that they take on a different form. Maybe the way you approach it has a different form. The whole process, though, brings an awareness to these deep attachments and maybe the losses that we've had in our life, or we feel as though we're having to let go. And that's there's grief involved. It also can highlight, though, where things can be rebuilt in a positive way. So consider this an opportunity to have whatever shows up, whatever gets revealed, because it's a full moon, as an opportunity of transformation. And when anything travels through this 8th house, it represents that we have to face the unconscious feelings. We have to face the things that maybe we either knew about and didn't want to, but now you'll have the courage to be able to face them. Again, further emphasis, as I mentioned, with the Mars and Cancer, being able to face some things maybe from childhood or expectations that we had in parenting that didn't get fulfilled, or expectations in relationships that didn't get fulfilled. As they say, it's not our hearts that get broken, it's our expectations. This is a time also, on a really positive note, when you can take your relationship, your core, your most important one, to a very deep and intimate physical level. And this is the time where sex can be really active and really strong for you. The other thing I would say is just pay attention that this particular full moon could have a big emotional trigger, because there's a lot of emotional investments that we make in life. And the more emotionally invested we are in something, the harder we fall, if you will, or the more difficulty it is in letting it go or letting it transform. And so what we may find at this full moon is that you could be deeply moved to cry, to yell, to release this anger, if you will, or release the emotion, and then transform it in a way that makes you appreciate the opportunity, the person, the situation, because of the unconscious or the ahas that emerge from it. And then it can allow you to form an even stronger bond with that person or that situation. I hope that that makes sense. And of course, I am here for you if you need me, because believe me, it is not an easy process. We know that grief is heavy at times. And at the same time, when we come out the other side of it, it can become one of the greatest gifts of wisdom and awareness that we can give ourselves and another. All right, Aries, I certainly hope that this video helps. Please like, subscribe, share, comment. Find me at jamiedawn.com, and I look forward to connecting with you. Have a great month and happy birthday.